Okay guys, so today I'm going to break down my top 5 conceal and carry handguns. This is basically just off of my experiences I've had with each of them and my opinion. You guys are going to have a different opinion, I'm sure. This is just how I feel about them. So I'll do a little breakdown on each of them, my thoughts, things I like, things I don't like, and I'll do a little bit of shooting with them and we'll see how they do. So let's get started. Okay, so for me, coming in at number 5 is the Springfield XDS Mod 2. So this was basically my first conceal and carry gun. I actually had a 365, the SAS version, and I couldn't stand that gun. I just felt like I was very, very not confident with the sight picture and everything. So I ended up picking this up, and right away it shot really well. It feels much more like a full-sized, package to me. So right now I have in it the 9-round extension with the pinky extension here, and that's always how I'd run it. As far as carrying it, it's really smooth shooting. It's a little bit more bulky, so as far as conceal and carry go, and by the way guys, all the guns that I carry are carried with a G code holster, the stealth model, so it has the felt in there if anybody is wondering what I use. So anyway, this gun shoots really well. I've never had any problems with it. I like the sight. It does have the 2 dots in the rear, and then the front is a red, but it shoots really well. I thought really accurate, really smooth shooting. The reason I put it back in 5th is because it's a little bit bulky carrying it. When you have to have the extension on the magazine, it gets a little bit further out there. So if you're wearing light clothing, you have the little bit more of the possibility to print a little bit. Other than that, it's been a really good gun. I do carry it from time to time. It's a great gun. If you can pick it up for the right price, go ahead and jump on it. For me, it's been nothing but reliable, fun to shoot, and I do really enjoy it. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, coming in at number 4 for all you Glock lovers out there. I know you're hoping to see them in this list. So number 4 here, I have the Glock 43. I recently acquired this a few months ago, and I've been carrying it quite a bit. I enjoy shooting it. It has obviously the standard Glock sights on there with the rear white horseshoe and then the front white dot. But for the size of it, it shoots really darn well, and it also carries really well. So that's one thing I really enjoy about it. It's really slim, nice and tight to your body, so I've never had a problem with printing or thinking I'm going to. As far as, like I was saying, shooting, it does shoot well. It's not too snappy at all. It actually feels really balanced for the size it is. So the reason I put it back in 4th, and I know Shield aren't, a lot of you have reached out, I know Shield is making an extension for these, and I plan on picking one up and running it through the paces and seeing how it holds up. But until that point, I'm going to put it back here just because of the capacity. So I'm not concerned carrying it. That's not a big concern. But if I have the option to carry something with a higher capacity, double stack, something like that, I probably will. But when I'm starting to wear light clothing or something in the summer, I will absolutely go for this gun. It carries very well. And I do shoot it, like I said, from time to time, have no problem with that. It doesn't snap much at all. It's a great gun if you can get it for the right price. I know some of these guns are starting to get a little bit pricey for a subcompact, I should say. And but if you can get this one for the right price, go ahead and jump on it. Let's move on to the next one. Now, coming in at number 3, we'll stay on the Glock train here, and we'll be showing the Glock 43X. So not a big jump from 4 to 3 or anything, but fortunately I was lucky enough to have somebody lend me one of these, and I was able to do some shooting with it and everything, and it does shoot really well. Obviously, in comparison to the 43, a little bit bigger in the handle, so it has that more full-size feel. You do get that more capacity, so of course I was going to move that up on the list. I can't say too much about shooting the 43 and the 43X against each other because they both are essentially a very similar gun. So this here is not something I've carried, but it feels really slim, really slender. I do like the feel of it. For me, it fits a lot better in my hand as far as just taking it to the range and shooting it goes. I ran probably 50 to 60 rounds through it or so, never had a problem. Not that I really ever do with Glock products. They always seem very reliable. So this is going to be my number 3. Now let's see what's up next. All right, at number 2, guys, we're getting back into Springfields, and no surprise, probably, I know people have seen me do a couple videos on this, but the Hellcat, and this one specifically, the Hellcat RDP. So if I still had the regular Hellcat, I think that would fall back further in line, probably be somewhere in the back, just for the fact that it just did not shoot as well as this RDP did. So I liked the size of it. Without the compensator, it is more concealable, so I appendix carry. So when I carry with this has a tendency to kind of dig into my thigh, but not really a big deal. It's pretty minor, but just little nitpicky things. And obviously I have an SMSC on here, and I do like that a lot. But as far as shooting this one goes, that compensator seems like a must to me. Some people may not say that. You know, I know in a defense situation you would never be thinking about muzzle flip or anything like that, but I kind of look at it as, if it's not enjoyable to shoot, you're not going to take it to the range and shoot it, and you won't be proficient while carrying it, and I know that's pretty critical. So now we get right down to capacity, obviously in this double stack area, where Hellcat was one of the first really to show up at that 13+1, and that is a lot of rounds to carry around in such a small package. And it's no, I mean, compared to, say, the XDS, it's much smaller, and you're getting quite a few more rounds. That was kind of a no-brainer for me when this one was in number 2. I like that. I think the trigger is great. That is something I'm not very picky about. It's really easy to stay on target, and if you run irons on it, it has that rear U horseshoe sight and then a tritium front sight on it, so that works great. I don't think having a red dot on there is necessary. It is very nice. So the reason it's in second for me is the grip is a little bit strange. It doesn't feel that natural to me, but for you or anybody else that has a little bit different size hand, it may work great for you. I enjoy shooting it. I always liked Hellcats. I thought it was very cool that they brought such a cool package with high capacity to this industry, and I think it really kicked off, you know, that high capacity market for subcompact, which I know it had a big impact on the gun we're gonna have next. So this is my number 2, guys, the Hellcat RDP. Now, probably no surprise, narrowing it down, coming in my number 1 that I currently have in my possession and carry myself is the Shadow CR920. I've gotten a lot of interest on this gun. Videos seem that a lot of people want to see it, so I figured I'd stack it up against kind of my top 5. And keep in mind, guys, this is my top 5 currently. I'm going to keep trying different things, different guns, carrying different ways. But right now, I've been carrying this now quite a bit, and I actually have a lot of rounds through this. So the big reason it's number 1 is that capacity, first of all. And I know the Hellcat is the same, but once you get that 13+1, this now is much better to shoot, and it's not compensated or anything like that. So I think it shoots the same as RDP, but versus a regular Hellcat, this has it beat all day long. So another thing that really drew me to this gun was the sights. So that blacked out rear and that front tritium sight. And yes, this is an optics ready. I don't have an optic on it yet. I actually kind of wanted to just get used to it and put some rounds through it and see what I think before I went down that road. You know, Shadow is just kind of storming onto the scene here as kind of the new thing, and for me, I really enjoy it. It's a high quality gun. I've never had one problem with it. It's always worked perfectly. Everything seems high quality on it. I know, so we'll kind of address this. I've gotten quite a few comments about trigger malfunctions or issues. So me personally, like I said, I have 500-600 rounds through this gun personally, and I've never had a single problem with it. I'll do a little more research, but I don't have any problem. So a lot of people are reaching out and wondering if I have. Not at all. I do really like the size. It genuinely shoots similar to a full-size gun. And actually, if I compare it to something, I would say that XDS Mod 2, but the XDS is much bigger when you're carrying it and less capacity. So the big drawback to this gun, obviously, is price. So I know a lot of people are concerned about price, which is absolutely fair when you're stacking up to a G43 or a G43X, something like that, when you're north of that by a few $100s at least. But personally, I don't regret purchasing this gun at all. It's been great to me, and I actually enjoy taking it out to the range and shooting it. And you know, I'll shoot it next to my full size shadow, and it's not snappy. It's not anything like that. It's as accurate as you are. So for me, I have no problem with accuracy. And keep in mind, guys, I'm a very average shooter, so it doesn't take much to be confident and accurate with this gun. So I know the market's a little bit crazy yet, but if you are able to even get your hands on one at a range and shoot it, go ahead and give it a try. I don't think you'll regret it. And if you ended up purchasing one or are waiting to purchase one, go ahead and jump on it, guys. It's a really awesome gun. Like I said, the drawback's the price, but no problem with capacity. The optics ready. You can go ahead and get the Elite if you want. That's just a little more aesthetics to it. Trigger's great. It's been a great gun. So guys, that's been my top 5 conceal and carry guns that I personally have had experience with right now. I've carried other ones, but right now this is where I'm at. And if you guys want to see more videos in the shadow, I can keep doing it. I can keep comparing it if that's kind of where we're at and what we want to see. If not, if there's other guns, you know, I can try to get my hands on other ones. Like I said, I've had a couple loaned in so I can make these videos for you. I just want to thank everybody for watching and subscribing. I've had really good feedback, and it's been really cool to see the people in the comments asking questions and saying they enjoy the video. So I really appreciate everything, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.